How do you know when you're in the right niche and if you're in the right place? And how do you know when it's time to cross over to new audiences? Welcome back to the channel, family. This is Doc Favors here, and I appreciate all of the new subscribers. Give yourself a great round for me. I would, but as you can see, I ended myself trying to work out, trying to get it, but you can't keep a good man down, so I'll be back soon. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss about switching over and crossing over to a new audience and why it is that some people don't know when it's time to shift and make that move. Welcome back to the channel. You know, we talk about all things from faith to entrepreneurship to trade and everything. So if you all haven't checked out my live videos, hit the live tab. I've been doing a serious run on cryptos, SHIB, Bitcoin, Bonk, and all of that. But I just do that strictly on the live feeds. Okay, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out and get yourself a nice Robinhood account, very inexpensive, and get started for as little as $5. All right, y'all, check it out. So what does it mean to cross over into new audiences? And how do you know when it's time to do that? How do you know if you're in the center of your niche, if you're in the center of what you're supposed to be doing? Now, it doesn't matter if you're a coach, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in marketplace, if you're in corporate, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter. What I'm saying is when you're talking about in sales and talking about, you know, doing things that I'm doing and coaching or just, you know, being an influencer, one of the most important ways to know that it's time to switch your audience or change your niche is when you realize and you look at your metrics and see who is really tapping in more than others. So take me, for example. My story kind of mirrors one of the mentors that I had, you know, John C Maxwell. Been in leadership, been a JMT leader, man, for years now, and still is in it, okay? But here's the thing. When I realized that I had more secular and more entrepreneurial, more business people jumping onto my Zoom, checking out my lives, checking out things, my videos and things that I was doing versus church people. Okay, now let me clarify when I say that. Me being a pastor, I spent years teaching these principles to my church, to my leadership team, to our organization, Peace International network of, you know, entrepreneurs, Christian entrepreneurs, stuff like that. And I realized that though they were there, I had a lot of people who weren't necessarily connected to my ministry, who weren't in the church. You know, they believed, but they didn't go as much or as often as we did. Excuse me, y'all. But I realized that they were tapping in a major way. And I said, wow, now that's interesting, because I had been asking and considering, you know, trying to figure out how to enlarge my space, enlarge my territory, because I believe it's a lot of people who can, you know, benefit from the message that we have. But when I saw those numbers, guys, and I started teaching this, man, and I'm talking about videos go from 14, 15 views, man, to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 7,000 views. I'm like, all right, I've tapped into something. And that is one of the ways that I did it. So when I began to write books and I began to, you know, branch out a little bit, when I started my Leadership Institute, I realized sometimes people just need to be a part of a network. Sometimes they just want to be a part of a community that just puts them in the proximity of other like-minded individuals. Now, don't get me wrong. You all, everybody who watch my feed, y'all know where I stand. Y'all know I'm Pastor Favors, Bishop Favors. But at the end of the day, I'm also a businessman. I'm also an author. I'm also a coach, you know, help people set up and establish things. I'm, you know, getting ready to launch something in just a few weeks that's going to help people. For those of you who want to learn how to do what I do, if you want to not only learn how to start a business, but how to launch that business. A lot of people don't understand the work that it entails, you know, especially if you're a solopreneur. Now, that's a video for another time, but I'll just say like this. When you're talking about switching your audience, you have to find the audience that is actually looking for what you have to offer, what you have to deliver. And I'm going to tell you like this. When you really get to that point, you don't have to really sell, you know, in terms of traditional selling. All you have to do is just put out there what you're doing and they'll come find you. And that's what a lot of you all are doing now. I see the metrics. I see you all hitting the videos, y'all checking out the website, y'all hitting them links, man. And I appreciate that y'all commenting on these videos. And at the end of the day, guys, it's a joy to know that there are other people. And I'm gonna give you all a sneak peek of what I'm getting ready to do. So community is important. Networking is important. But here's something that I found. And this might make a few people mad. Well, it may, I don't know. Let's see. At any rate, I got to a point to where it is, iron sharpens iron. We learn from one another, guys. But, sometimes, man, you get to a point to where it is you want to have and learn from one another and not just be one-sided, And I like success. I'm happy for anyone who get enough success, you all. But when it gets to the point that you get so successful that you stop listening and you don't think you can learn from anyone, and you just want to be the key note all the time, and you can't share stuff, y'all. Let me just say this: what I'm getting ready to do is launch a community and a network that's going to put us in proximity to one another, where we can learn from one another. And I'm not going to do it on an open forum. We're going to be going to another piece. I'm working on a mobile app and some other things like that, so we can all get in here and be safe, be comfortable sharing, pertinent, intricate, personal information without worrying about somebody, taking it and running and doing something with it. We're going to be in a space where we can really trade, sharpen, and go to the next level, and invest in one another. Man, I'm getting ready to launch something. That's where my heart is, because I'm tired of trying to get involved with networks that's only about money, 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 guys. I really believe that we ought to be helping one another, because if I help you and you help me, then we helping each other. We all go up. It's enough out here for everybody. So excuse my little soapbox moment right there, but that's just what it is for me. And I want to be around and surrounded with a team of people, a group of people, a community of people who don't mind sharing, who don't mind growing together. I don't know everything. I know the things that I study and that I've mastered in my life. But what I mastered and study may be different from what you master and study. But when we all come together, you all, then that's that threefold cord that was talked about in Ecclesiastes. We are stronger together, guys. So anyway, that's my second soapbox close. So guys, this piece right here, once again, if you remember, I did a video before from this book right here, John C. Maxwell. I'm going to be in this book for a while because there's some very nice things in here. There is some input on crossing over to new audiences in the book. And I want to share an excerpt with you before we get out of here, okay? And this is going to hit home. Now, let me find it right here very quickly. He says, people expect one thing when they sit in a church or hear a message from a pastor. They expect something entirely different when they pay money to hear a speaker. Did you all hear that? Once again, people expect one thing when they sit in a church to hear a message from a pastor. They expect something differently or entirely different when they pay money to hear a speaker. This blessed me and really changed my perspective as it related to business and entrepreneurship. Because do you all know, I had people who were actually telling me, man, you shouldn't be trading. You a man of God. You shouldn't be investing. That's the devil's work. And I said, man, the Bible says do business until we return. But because I was pastoring and teaching it from that platform, they couldn't receive it. Go figure. The stigma, man, the Stockholm Theory, if you will, just poverty conscious, man. I'm just going to tell you the truth what it is. And when I realized, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to start charging for this. One of my dear friends, man, Dr. Jewel Tankard, shout out to you, said, man, God, you deliver and have so much content. All you have to do is frame it and put it in such a way and start this and do this and do that. And shortly thereafter, I got with my leader at the time, and we launched the Essential Leaders Institute back in 2016. And guys, the first month that we launched that, within the first 40 days, we did almost $16,000 in revenue within the first 40 to 60 days. And then it just began to take off, especially when I started doing Forex. And so it was that sentence right there that I realized, that let me know that sometimes it's not necessarily the message, but it's the circumstances that the hearers are in. And a lot at those times, back in that time, now it's different today. Now you talk about almost 9, 10 years ago. You know, this was before everything happened with the real estate bubble, and so people were kind of locked in. You know, everybody was just thinking everything was all peachy and cream until that happened. And then right after that happened, it got bad. So then at that point, that's when all this stuff kicked off. But I really learned how sometimes you have to separate. And once again, you have to know when it's time to switch your audience or compartmentalize and go with different directions. So when to switch your audience, guys, those who want what you have will show up when you're getting ready to deliver what you have. And but when you find those who are willing to show up, they're willing to come and repeat with you, then you pour into them and look for more of them. And I guarantee you, your business will be fine. Okay. Everything that's going on will be just fine. So that being said, you all, don't forget to do your boy a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, you all. Turn that notification bell on. I had a lot of people saying we didn't get these videos, and so it's a delayed response. Guys, that's because I need you all to hit that like button so we can get the algorithms up, okay? And that would really be a huge, huge shout out to your boy if you do that. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. We appreciate everything and all of you all. And I will be coming back. I won't leave anything in this video but just a hello, thank you. But in the future, in days to come, be on the lookout for that community that I'm going to be sharing with you all about. And until next time, guys, be essential. Do essential things. And you will get essential results. It's Doc Favors. We'll see you next time.